As the great Jimi Hendrix said, "Let me stand next to your fire," is the title for the latest episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know they're getting kind of corny with these title names. And it was actually a pretty good one. Now, granted, I felt like it took a little bit to kind of get to the best parts of the episode because it started off with pretty much deals with the devil, sometimes figuratively in the form of Simmons having to partner up unwillingly with Daisy trying to infiltrate the S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters and trying to get the information from that one senator to see where all the humans are at and who they're targeting next and who's leaking this information. And it was alright, but I just thought it was just a little too selfish of Daisy to kind of put her friend in danger in that way. Like, and even Simmons kind of points her out, like it calls her out on that, saying, hey, you can't just come to us for help and then kind of leave, come back and then leave whenever you want. It just doesn't work that way. And I'm glad that a character finally points that out, because to a certain extent she was kind of annoying me with that certain aspect to her. And I understand it's a tragic flaw for the character, but it's one that needs to be reprimanded soon, otherwise it could get tiring. And the other hellish deal that was struck was one that was kind of literal, because even Coulson said, I'm striking with a deal with the devil myself, and that is in the form of partnering up with Robbie Reyes, who gets captured by both Coulson and Mac, and their little alliance was also kind of fun. Also led to really cool Fast and the Furious inspired chasing between the two vehicles, especially with the resurgence of Lola. It's been a while since we've seen Coulson's beloved car Lola, but the only problem was that for the first 15-20 minutes of the episode, it was mostly just exposition and background information, with Coulson and Robbie and Mac trying to get the information out of his uncle Eli about what happened, what is it that ties him to these ghost figures, and what is it that they're after, this little book. And Daisy and Simmons' little skirmish didn't really lead up to anything, except for the return of Hellfire from season 3, who was one of the more charismatic characters from that third season. Even if he was a bad guy, he was still very enjoyable to watch, so seeing him pop up here was kind of interesting, and I also enjoyed that new aspect to him after the events that led up to him being kind of under Hive's control, so it's kind of cool that he shed some light on that. So on the one hand, I was kind of bummed that he went back to being a bad guy by selling them out to the Watchdogs. I was kind of hoping to see a new side of him, trying to be a good guy, kind of being that charismatic, rebellious type of asset that the S.H.I.E.L.D. could use. But on the other hand, I was like, he lights things up with fire. We have another character who kind of lights himself up on fire. It'll be pretty interesting to see if maybe they would do some kind of Hellfire versus... Oh my god, they did it! Yep, both of the stories match... I almost lost my voice there. Both stories finally lead up and collide at the very end of the episode, where we have a fight between Hellfire and Ghost Rider. Him grabbing that chain was just an oh shit moment. It was the definitive oh shit moment for season 4 so far. And then just taking the same chain and then whipping it back, tying him up. Only bummer is that fight cut off way too short. I feel like all the budget went into lighting up all those fireworks rather than to actually being able to use up more visual effects for the CGI on Ghost Rider's appearance and keeping him on screen even longer and having him and Hellfire actually fight it out. And the ending also kind of got me excited, because I know a lot of people prefer Daisy to be by herself, but the fact that she is being brought back into S.H.I.E.L.D. along with Robbie Reyes, and now they're kind of part of the team, has me excited, not only because of the dynamic, but also because of what they're going after. This book that Coulson himself even said, Book of Spells. If that does not scream Doctor Strange, I don't know what does. So I'm looking forward to seeing this team up go after these ghost figures and hopefully elaborate on things that even Coulson said it's beyond their control. I'm looking forward to that and to see how much of that could tie in to Doctor Strange later on in November. The only other subplot we had in this episode is the whole thing with Ada, her trying to treat May, and that kind of being the ultimate Turing test and to see if she could pass for human. And it mostly led to some comedic elements with May. But one thing that it led to was having Ada be a compelling character. Her becoming kind of sentient and self-aware, and her in the slightest bit of emotion showing that she's kind of sad that somebody had to lie and kind of hold back the truth behind her origin, and recognizing that, it's almost like somebody's ashamed of me being a robot. How can that be? And I'm looking forward to seeing what type of direction they take with her character, and maybe she could be a viable a player in Team Coulson, Team S.H.I.E.L.D. Especially at the end there, where Simmons learns that she is an android, and now she is going to have to face the board or with those lie detector tests that she has to go through almost every day, and only this time she's going to have to lie about Ada, or at least try to. And that actually had me fearing for Ada, because she is so far an interesting character. So I understand that the momentum for the first half wasn't as great as in the previous episodes, but the second half more than made up for it in what could have been a better fight, but still nonetheless an impressive visual between the fight of fire versus fire, and also how this propels the story forward with not only Ghost Rider and Daisy joining the S.H.I.E.L.D. team once more, but also what does this book of spells have to do with anything, not only within the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. universe, but the Marvel universe as a whole, as we're bringing in magic, not only with this, but also Doctor Strange. So because of that, I'm going to be giving this episode a solid 8 out of 10. So let me know what you guys thought of this new episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Please let me know in the comments what you think, like and share this video, subscribe. You guys know all the drill, all the housekeeping. Of course, check out my gaming channel. I'm posting a new video every week of the month of October. We got some scary games, we got some other games for sequels that we got coming out, and plenty more. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.